Hey Cowboy fans, how we doing? From Kabul, Cowboy Crunk here, doing another video updating you on some of the status and situations with the Dallas Cowboys. Wanted to step in and represent our Cowboys with a video that I talked about earlier today, and the last few days I've been discussing doing this video that basically tells the rundown from day one to currently where we stand with Earl Thomas, the different scenarios. I want to break it down. I'll put that here on the TV screen. Every situation that happened, I have 16 steps in the process that has started from day one, which was December 24th, all the way to current. Everything that I've seen, and I've seen collectively from some other places, and seen from his Twitter, and things that we've also seen reported by various talking heads, but has been confirmed. So I did want to start the video off with a short video from one of our games, just to show you guys how important a safety can be. A really quick, fast, heavy-hitting, football smart safety can be. This is a play from the Seattle game. If you guys saw my video earlier, I did a tribute to Jason Witten earlier. If you guys check that video out, I don't know. I'm still learning how this YouTube thing works. Actually, I know that the name really has a big deal. The details on the video has a big deal on how many views you get. Some of my videos are getting 200 views, some 100, and then I got some that get 6 or 7. I don't know what that is, something to do, but that last video I really liked a lot. I did earlier today for Jason Witten, a really cool video. Just wanted to mention that real quick because not sure how this works. Maybe it's Sunday and people are just busy. They don't do YouTube on Sunday. I'm not sure. But check this out real quick. I want to move the video along as quickly as we can. You guys will recall this part of the season here. Oh, let me back it up. Sorry guys, that's my fault. I have the volume down. It's a Kansas City game. Right before the second half, the Cowboys drive down and score a second touchdown. Puts us up 14-0 with 2 seconds left. A short pass across the middle. We're in super prevent, and look at this. With 2 seconds, I know you guys recall that. That play in no way in hell would happen with Earl Thomas on the field. I think this is something that Keith Richard can fix with the defense. But, I mean, look at this, guys.
It's a design block, so you're going to see the tight ends. Kelsey get up and block.
Wait, Robbins, he actually had 2 blocks.
And
you know,
soft. Your Dallas Yards protecting, right? Someone else will make the play. Someone else will make the play.
We've even got Romo calling that game. I'm sure he's quite embarrassed. You know, that was embarrassing. But I can guarantee you guys that with Earl Thomas on the field, that doesn't happen. I actually think with our young secondary that we used on the end of the field, at the end of the season last year, the last 5 games, I don't think that would have happened either. As you guys know, we had the hamstring issues early with all the young guys. I don't know, that's really odd. Maybe it's something to do with the training, the way they brought the guys in, or the lack of, or something. Not sure. But the last 5 games, we gave up an average of 12 points. We went 4-1. We did have Ezekiel Elliott the last 3 games. We were missing Sean Lee one of those games, and we actually won that game. We lost one of the games with Sean Lee, but you know that defense really, the secondary really stepped up at the end of the season, and we didn't have Earl Thomas then. This play, those are the kind of plays we have to have our players make. That's unacceptable. So in saying that, I will skip over to what I came to show you guys tonight, and these are the steps that basically what I pointed out, and I've seen other talking heads bring up the same issues. I want to break this down day by day. We'll go through this really quick. On December 24th, Earl Thomas requested to go to the locker room to talk to Dez Bryant. En route, he stopped and talked to Jason Garrett, and that was when the famous statement says, "Hey, come and get me." And supposedly he was going to congratulate Dez Bryant or talk to him after the game. As you guys know, Seattle won that game. That was one of the final 5 games we had in the season. We gave up 21 points that game, but actually the offense gave up 14 of the points. If you guys recall, Dez had a fumble inside the 20 on a screen pass that they picked up around the 16-yard line and scored a touchdown on. And later in the third quarter, I believe, Dak Prescott had a pick 6 where he overthrew Ezekiel Elliott in the same flats, but at the opposite end of the field, which they ran in 15, 20 yards for a touchdown. So we actually held Seattle to 53 yards in the first half, and they beat us 21-0 because we had 2 bad offensive plays that, it's going to happen sometimes. It's the same way as the defense is going to give up plays. But we're here to do this Earl Thomas thing real quick. So I did want to say I really trust our secondary with or without Earl Thomas, but I still want to go through this, and then we'll discuss that at the end. Then on New Year's Day, January 1st, 7 days later, Thomas states he's not sure if he wants to return to Seattle. So he's already making questions. The season's just over, and it really is not over, but making statements that he's not sure if he wants to return to Seattle. Then at the end of January, I believe it was actually January 27th, Thomas states he wants a new deal or he will hold out. So end of January, he states he wants a new deal or he'll hold out. It gets a little heated here later, as you guys know, but I'll roll through the days one by one. Just hang with me there. This is a little boring. Most of these statements are heard. I just wanted to give you the dates. Then there's a couple months break. There's no action really. On March 13, NFL Network states Seattle will start shopping Earl Thomas out in case there's a holdout, in case there's a problem. And they're looking for a 3rd and a 1st-round pick. So I guess they're reaching for the stars, as everyone does when they start contract negotiations. The players do the same thing. So I'm, if anyone's completely in love with Earl Thomas, maybe they do that deal. But if they do, they're crazy. But we have seen crazier things in the NFL. The next day, on the 14th of March, the Cowboys make a statement that they are completely not interested in giving up a 1st-round pick. If you guys recall, because of the situation walking into the locker room, that was what was stated. They assumed the Cowboys may jump all over that deal, and Jerry Jones would make but no. Jerry Jones is not making those deals anymore. That's I think that's Stephen Jones and actually Jason Garrett, Marinelli, and the rest of the. I think they're making more management type team decisions, and I can tell you guys, working for a large company, the vice president of a fuel company over here in Afghanistan, a management team is much stronger with a management team, not a dictatorship. It doesn't work well. 3 or 4 minds, 5 minds are stronger than one. Next action was on April 17th. Thomas skipped Seattle voluntary workouts. Not a big deal. A lot of the veterans do that, so it was slightly suspicious as much as he likes to work out. Next, on April 27th, Cowboys select Connor Williams in the 2nd round, and the Cowboys pass on the possible negotiations that were being discussed between Seattle and Dallas. At that time, it was possible. We do know now they were negotiating, and Dallas was like, no, not a 2nd round. And I think that possibly was because Connor Williams was still there. And I want to touch on something real quick with that also. As you guys know, if we really wanted a safety, we were sitting at 19. We did pick Van Der Esch, but we could have probably pretty easily moved up to 17 and got Darwin James because he was sitting there. And when we were at the draft, we were there doing the draft tailgate. Everything was going on, and that was one of the first things we thought. Hey man, did you guys notice that Darwin James is still on the board? And Cowboys didn't go up and get him. Maybe because they knew they were working this deal and they knew it would work out later. So we'll see how it goes. But so after the 27th, we go to item number 10. Later that same day, in the third round, the Cowboys offer the third round selection to Seattle, and Seattle does not respond whatsoever. They get a ghost reaction from Seattle. So Cowboys move on in the draft, and for the time being, that I believe was dropped. Next action is 1 May after the draft. Seattle states they will move to extend Earl Thomas. The trade in the draft didn't happen. It's a couple days after the draft. Seattle decides, okay, we're going to extend Earl Thomas. Then on May 21st, OTA starts, and Earl Thomas skips OTAs. Next action is on June 12th. Thomas also skips minicamp and is considered a holdout. This is when it starts getting heated, and they know Earl Thomas is serious, and he's not playing with the Seattle Seahawks. He wants a new deal, or he wants to be gone, and they know where he wants to go. So July 2nd, Earl Thomas is noted on Instagram and Twitter, liking certain comments of Cowboy fans in particular concerning him being moved to Dallas. And things get really, really hot now. Lots of talk on ESPN, lots of talk on NFL Network, lots of talk on the internet, lots of videos, lots of tweeting by Earl Thomas's friends and other things such as that. 2 days later, because of all this heated conversation, Cliff Averill informs everyone basically that Earl Thomas has always wanted to be a Cowboy. So that was posted out through NFL Network. That was posted out through ESPN, and that was when it really got hot. 16 July, Thomas posts photos working out, stating that if you don't want me, let's make a trade happen. I understand it's a business. So he's actually forcing the issue now. He's saying, hey, you guys got to do something. You got to make a move. Let me go. Trade me. I need to focus on where I'm going or what I'm doing. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in that situation before. You're going on vacation, and your boss tells you, hey, just wait. I have that situation sometimes because I have a lot of meetings, and I have to plan my vacations according to the meetings, and I can't get meetings scheduled because people don't reply, and I got to meet with BP or Exxon or Mobil or whatever, and they can't set the meeting time, and I got to hold my vacation. And that's not a big deal. And that drives me nuts. Imagine not knowing if you were going to be working for company A or company B, and when you could go on vacation or when you couldn't, or what your salary was going to be, or if you even had a job. I mean, what if something happened to him like Dez? I know Dez will be with a team. But anyway, you got to think of how frustrating that is. And that's why you post things like that. July 18, staff member close to the Cowboys states Thomas talk is just media hype. So kind of throwing a flag out there saying, hey, it's just media hype, calm down, trying to put some water on the fire, I guess. Later that day, same day, CBS Sports has an expectation that Earl Thomas will be traded. So as you guys know, it's gone back and forth. It's gone up and down. It's gone different directions. And it'd be nice if it happened. But, guys, you never know what's going to happen. Like I said on the last video, we just saw the situation in basketball. Kawhi Leonard for the San Antonio Spurs, who's been there forever and done a great job, was trying to go to LA and thought he was going to sit his last year out in San Antonio and then go to LA and Popovich said, "No, you're not. I got contract rights. I can get something for you now. I'm getting something for you now, and you're not going to L.A." And they traded him to the Raptors. And when I saw that, it really threw me for a loop, because it made me think, wow, what if this happens to Earl Thomas? What if something all of a sudden last minute, Seattle says, "Hey, we're going to trade him to the Eagles and give them nothing for him, or whatever." It just depends. So I got one more scenario for you. Let me do something really quick, guys. All right. 1 second. All right. Now we need to really talk this Earl Thomas thing. I'm not going to light this up because I'm inside, but we really need to talk this Earl Thomas thing the way it should be talked, the way it should be broken down. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about it. The reason I'm not worried about it is there's a couple different scenarios that can happen. And I think pretty much they play out into the Cowboys' hands. And they play out into Earl Thomas' hands. If this point, even at this point, unless they really pay him, he wants Berry money. And Eric Berry's getting $13 million a year right now. He signed for $40 million. I think unless they really pay him, he's going to be pissed off anyways. So they put themselves in a bind. Now they've got to dish out more money than they probably needed to. That's not good. They probably need to dish out about $14 million a year just to make him happy and make him really want to play there. If they don't dish that money out, he's not going to be happy. He's going to play disgruntled. And if he sees Todd Gurley coming out of the backfield, you think he's going to want to lay a hit on him? No, he's not, especially if he don't get paid this year. So if they hold him, they don't release him, and they don't pay him, he's definitely, I bet you 8 games out of the season, he's not even there. He's got a hamstring or an ankle or a pectoral or something. He's gonna have injury problems if they don't sign him. And how can you blame him? He's got to get paid. The other scenario is I see us waiting till the last couple days, making a trade for him, paying him about, I think he would come to Dallas for about 12.5 million. His money's going to go further in Dallas. He has the opportunity to, and I think what we'll give for him is a third round, or a fourth round and one of our backup quarterbacks. If you look at Seattle's quarterback situation, they do not have a backup. And last year, we only ran 2 quarterbacks. The Cowboys had 2 quarterbacks on the roster. They actually had 3. They liked Cooper Rush and still cut him. And we can't carry 3 quarterbacks. We need our special teams. We need our specialty players, our one-off players, that Tavon Austin, those kind of type guys. We're carrying a fullback already. We got 4 tight ends we want to carry. So I don't see us carrying 3 quarterbacks. We've got too many other positions that we're full on. We got 9 defensive linemen that we're probably going to carry. I think we're short a linebacker, but still with the plus ones on the other spots, I really don't think we have the spots to carry 3 quarterbacks, which frees up 2 really good backup quarterbacks. And I think if they play well in the preseason, if we can get a game or 2 out of them, call Seattle and say, look, we'll give you a 3rd round or a 4th round and a backup quarterback, because Seattle does not have that. They got a 7th rounder and they have a free agent. The 7th rounder they got this year, the free agent is like a 4 or 5 year, not free agent. He's a undrafted free agent that they signed about 4 or 5 years ago, and he's really amounted to nothing. He's done nothing for him. He hasn't been on the field enough to even show anything. So they do not have a backup there. That's my plan. That's what I think is going to happen. And I'll tell you this, like I said earlier, if it doesn't happen, guys, we got Xavier Woods, we got Chidobe Awuzie, we got Jordan Lewis, we got Byron Jones. Brown is playing well. I'm missing some guys here, but that secondary that we played and we started the last 5 games dominated 5 offenses. The only team that scored over 12 points was Seattle. They scored 21, and the offense gave them 14 of the points. So I think we're safe, guys. I think we can relax. I think we can go into the season. If the Earl Thomas trade happens, you know we all want it to happen. But if it doesn't, we sit back, relax, and we ride with the horses that are taking us to the stadium. And that's the way I feel, guys. That's the way I think it's going to happen. I hope the trade happens, but if it doesn't, I think we're set. I think we're okay. I think we'll be a Super Bowl contender this year, and we'll see. Earl Thomas is the cherry on top of the ice cream. If it happens, good deal. If not, we'll keep walking. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. Please subscribe to the videos. I'm trying to get more out there. I know I'm acting a little crazy right now, but my last video got like 4 views in 3 hours. So just trying to step it up, change things up a little bit, and, you know, enjoy our Cowboy season. We got 13 days, I think, till the first, about 16 days to the first preseason game. See you guys there. Appreciate it. Enjoy, like the video, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.